Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Rahawa Kakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Shalom to the Hof elect that's continually plowing in his work, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, true and sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled, "The Destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way," in which it was inspired by a recent piece of news that just came out today, actually, earlier today, in which is concerning this next coming war, which is on the horizon. All right, because the vibration going across the world right now is prophecy, in which one of the main prophecies that is to come after, or should I say, in the midst of the mark of the beast, concerning that prophecy, which is the RFID microchip. And also another prophecy concerning martial law. During those times, a little bit afterwards, is going to come a point in time to where the Lord is going to gather all these nations and to fight against each other in this next coming war, which is World War III. And the Bible speaks about World War III. It speaks about when the scriptures speak about the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. And the third woe, which is spoken about in the book of Revelation, is talking about the third world's war. All right, which is deemed as the war to end all wars. All right, and just like you see in the headline right here, it says, "Awakening a sleeping lion. The U.S.-China Cold War is upon us," and actually Russia is included in that as well, because earlier this morning, I saw another piece of information on RT, and I don't remember exactly who it was that said the same thing concerning the Cold War, but it was directed towards Russia, concerning the Cold War, in which even Russia made a statement on it. The head of Russia, which is Vladimir Putin, made a statement, and he said that the Cold War never ended. And that's true. The Cold War never ended. All right. They didn't come to terms or any peace treaties or anything like that. It was never resolved. All right. So, of course, you still got the vibration of a next coming war, which is reminiscent of the Cold War that was going on back then. All right. But that U.S.-China Cold War, like it says right here, is upon us. All right. That's why you're starting to see these military drills. The momentum of war is gaining headweight. All right. Now, I'm not going to go into this full article, but you can read it for yourself. But it just goes to show you that we're nearing closer and closer to the time of all-out war. All right, which also is another indication, and we always spoke about this. This is an indication that the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, is only gonna be made more mandated, or should I say, is gonna gain momentum, and also too martial law. That's also gonna gain momentum. Because if this next coming war is gaining headweight as it is right now, and let you know that the other prophecies that's spoken about in the Bible is got to come to pass very soon, even before this war kicks off, because this war is going to be what was going to be the end of America, which is Babylon the Great in the Bible. All right. Now, like I mentioned before, you can go on RT, and this is the title of it. You can look it up and read it. But that's a part of prophecy. This it's a lot of weight behind this title, where it says "Awakening a Sleeping Lion." The U.S.-China Cold War is upon us, in which that we already know who the lion is, man. All right. Why? Because the Lord is stirring up these nations for this next coming war. All right. He's stirring the pot, so to speak, in which, by the way, Moab is known as the Lord's wash pot, in which the Lord is using that wash pot to stir things up. All right. So I want to go ahead and go into the scriptures. This is let me go back. It's like you. It's book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, and I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna get straight to the. I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, in the 4th verse. It says, "I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth." All right. Now, when the Lord spoke about this in the book of Ezekiel, if you read a few verses up, basically it goes into Gog in the land of Magog. All right. That's like you. That's right. Gog in the land of Magog, right? In which the ones that's residing in that area right now to this very day is the modern day Russians. All right. That's what it means when it says Gog in the land of Magog in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, starting from the very first verse. All right. But when the scriptures speak about the Lord putting hooks into their jaws and turning them back, what he means by that is to turn them back into in their warlike mentality, to turn them back into a superpower, which they once were during the time of the Cold War. All right. Because you had if I'm not mistaken, you had the Soviet Union that was active during that time, and guess what? It's gonna come back to those times where they're gonna go back to that Soviet Union state of mind. All right, they're gonna go back to the warlike power they used to be, and they're gonna come up against this current system, the society, or America, should I say, and fight against it. And China is right along with them. All right. That says, "And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords." See? Because once again, the Lord is making sure that these nations are geared up and that they have their thermonuclear capabilities also geared up or beefed up and perfected, because it's the Lord's will for this place to go down by thermonuclear fire. That's the reason why the Lord has it to where he has put the hooks into their jaws and to bring them back and to draw them forth. All right. Because when you put hooks into the jaws, say for instance, if you're fishing, right? When you're fishing and you have some bait and you catch a fish on a hook, it's latched onto the jaw. All right. And when it latches onto the jaw, you jerk the rod to where that hook is synced into the skin and the scales. All right, to where that fish cannot get away. And it's not a how should I put it? It's not a delicate process. All right, because once you yank the rod, that's by force. So that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is forcing these other nations, or forcing the Russians primarily and China to gear up for war, basically to get themselves ready. All right, because they don't have control over what they do. They don't have control over the situation that's going on between, or should I say, the conflict and contentions that's going on between America, Russia, and China. They don't have control over that. All right. See, because the Lord is that fisherman with that rod and that hook that's yanking them back and forth wherever He wants them to go. All right. Now, going from there, I want to get the book of Jeremiah, the 4th chapter. I'm starting at the 7th verse, and like I mentioned before with the title, you know, that title, man, that's a hell of a title. You know, awakening the sleeping lion, because guess what, man, the Lord, once this next war kicks off, that's when the Lord's going to return. All right, He's going to return during the next coming war, and all the armies are going to see Him, and they're going to fight against Him. All right, I'm gonna read about that in a little bit. It should be in the book of 2nd Esdras, when it speaks about the return of our Lord. Right, and so these other armies, well, should I say, the armies of the world, the other nations, are going to see the return of our Lord by way of so-called, what these people call so-called UFOs, or so-called UFO, the Fathership, which is the chariot of the Lord. And they're gonna look, and they're gonna be in fear, and they're gonna fight against the Lord in that day. All right, that's the book of Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, and the 7th verse. It says, "The lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way." See, and that's why I titled the video like that, because the Lord is going to destroy these heathens, man. All right, for the violence against the sons of Israel. Okay. So again, it says the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. All right, and Yahweh Shai, who these people ignorantly call Jesus, is that lion. All right, He's known as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. All right, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, like you got these guys, man, the term escapes me right now. Yeah, because it's been a while since we've been getting on them. The Rastafarians. But yeah, he is that conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, man. All right, and He's gonna come back to do just that, conquer. Okay, it says He has gone from His place to make thy land desolate. And in His place right now, he's in the heavens. He's in the spirit world, just waiting for the Most High to give Him the green light to come down and to completely decimate the society in America, which once again is Babylon the Great. All right. It says, "And thy city shall be laid waste and without inhabitant." Okay. Now, grab another precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, the 51st chapter and the 11th verse. It says, "Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai," which also the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, right? It says, "hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes," right? And the modern day Medes are the Russians. Once again, going back to that region, that land, that's where you will find the Medes at. But who's residing in that land today? The Russians. Okay. It says, "For his devices against Babylon to destroy it." All right. So this is the device that the Lord has chosen to destroy Babylon. And it's with violence. All right. With destruction. And especially the destruction by way of fire. Okay. Or should I say thermonuclear fire? Reading on, it says, for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, the vengeance of his temple. So it's the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and it's also the vengeance of his temple. And who's the temple that he's talking about? That's the house of David. All right. That's why you're seeing the formation of the house of David right now as we speak. Okay. Why? Because we want to see this place go down. All right. In which Lord's will, we're a part of that hopefully elect number. All right. But move on from there. Like you. Bear with me for 1 second. 1 second, I can. Okay, this book of 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. I'm starting at the 5th verse. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right, that man that came out of the sea is talking about Yahweh Shai. All right, because if you read on, right, at verse 6 it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. See? And that's the fathership that I spoke about earlier. All right. Verse 7 said, but I would have seen a region or a place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. Verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together, talking about those different armies, right? The other nations that have gathered themselves to fight against each other, right? It says, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. See, they were completely afraid, shaking in their boots, but yet they still ended up fighting Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's what they're going to do. Verse 9, it says, lo, and as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, right, as they started to, shoot at him, in which the technology that Esau has right now, which Esau is the so-called white man, by the way, contrary to popular belief, people believe that he's not Edom. He's been running away from that nationality for so long, but now it's being revealed on who he really is. But anyway, the technology that he has, it doesn't stand a chance against what Yahweh Shai is coming with, because these people are dealing with the angelic force, all right, of another dimension, all right. This is a celestial force, man. Something to be reckoned with. Something that you can't explain. All right. So it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword or any instrument of war. So he didn't need any of that, right? And we're the same way. We don't need any. We don't need any weapons or anything like that. Because the spirit, like the scriptures say, the flesh profited nothing. Like it says in the book of John. And it also said the words that the Lord speak are spirit and they are life. All right. Which the main point that I wanted to quote out of that precept was the flesh profited nothing. Okay. Roughly paraphrasing. Now, verse 10, it says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue He casts out sparks and tempests. See? That's that concentrated fire that's going to come down upon the army that's going to fight against them. All right? Now, verse 11, it says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, so it was many soldiers that are fighting against the Lord, right? So in a moment, right, that innumerable multitude, right, of all those people that fought against the Lord, right, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. See? So the only thing that you can tell after the aftermath of the Lord destroying the armies by fire, nothing was to be perceived but fire, but smell of smoke and ashes and dust. All right. To the point to where you couldn't even tell what happened. All you smell is smoke and you see dust. That's it. That's how powerful our Lord is, man. Okay. But that's pretty much it on this video. Just want to bring out this piece of information, which again lets you know that the lion, or should I say the destroyer of the Gentiles, is on his way. And we're getting closer and closer to that time to our Lord is going to return and to deliver us out of this pit, and to destroy Esau, which is the so-called white man. And he's going to be the one to lead us into taking these devils into captivity. All right. But that's pretty much it on this video, on this lesson, in Lord's will. This was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. The body of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Rahawa Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the whole elect that's also applying in his work, continually spreading his ministry and his gospel.